You know, years ago in radio, when I was in radio, I wrote a song, a very beautiful song, you see. And for some reason or other, it was a ballad. Nothing ever became of it. I took it to some of our greatest publishers. They couldn't do anything with it. I took it to Dmitri Tiomkin to get one of his arrangements. Nothing happened. I even took it to George Burns, and he refused to sing it.
Well, didn't that help?
Not at all. Now listen, but I'm sure, look, I'm sure that with your orchestra playing it, it'll do something for this number.
Well, Jack, I'll be glad to do anything I can, but I'm kind of surprised. You really wrote a song?
I wrote it's a ballad, a torch song. And I wrote the words and the music.
What's the title?
Well, wait till you hear the title. It's beautiful. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. Now, Lawrence, I'll bet you've never heard a title like that before, have you?
No, I haven't, Jack, and I've been in the music business for 37 years.
Thank you. Well, look, I happen to have a copy of it right here, you see, and I just want to sing these lyrics to you, and then I'm sure the minute you hear them, you'll want to do this with your orchestra. It'll be a big help. Listen to the lyrics. They're every bit as good as the title. Now, read it. Now, listen to this. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano. For you...
Wait a minute, Jack, wait a minute.
What?
Serrano?
Yes, that's a little town in Italy.
And the birds flew all the way from Serrano to Capistrano?
That's right.
Well, that's over 10,000 miles. A swallow couldn't possibly fly that far.
Look at, what do you belong to, the Musicians Union or the Audubon Society? But Jack, now listen to this, will you? Listen to the rest of this. When you, stop laughing at me. When you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. Near the harvest moon we'll pledge our love anew, our love anew. So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
Whence?
Yes, whence. That's a poetic form of the word where.
But, Jack...
Look, if you can say wonderful, I can say whence. Now, listen to this finish. If you can say what? No. So my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started. And sweetheart, then I'll come back to you. Now, Lawrence, you'll have to admit, that's a beautiful song.
Jack, if that's a beautiful song, I've been hit on my head with one bubble too many.
Well, you can't tell by my singing it. I think your orchestra should play it, really.
The orchestra?
Yeah.
But, Jack, fortunately, my men don't have the music to this song.
Oh, fortunately? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I put the music on their stands, and they know nothing about it. I'm going to give it to them now, and we're going to play it. Then you'll see how good it is. Open the curtains. Up. Now, fellas, look at. Turn the page. You got my music up there. When you say, I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. That's the number right there.
I can't find the part.
Oh, it's number 13, Benedict.
But, Mr. Benny, I'm the concert master.
I don't care. This is my song. Now, get off. Looked like he swallowed Mickey Mouse and left the tail sticking out. Give me A, will you please? A. Fine.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return. Like the swallows at Serrano, come back to Capistrano.
That's a
For
little
you,
town,
my
isn't it?
heart will
I didn't
ever
ask you.
When you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. 'Neath the harvest moon we'll pledge our love anew. So my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we started.
That's a poetic form of the word where. Now sit down, we'll finish this.
Wait a minute, Jack. Jack, that whole arrangement isn't any good, and the song must be improved. Come over here. Let me talk to you about something.
Oh,
with this
for
song.
heaven's sake, it was going so beautifully, I never... Pardon me, Mr. Arnold.
Jack,
What?
you know, I have an idea. I believe we might be able to salvage this song if we would put it into a polka style, which is more our style of music.
You mean my beautiful torch song into a polka?
Uh-huh.
You think it would work?
Yes, let me show you what I mean here.
Well,
Boys,
maybe,
put that up
maybe.
here.
I don't know. Let's try it.
Okay. 1, 2. Everybody come up and dance.
Emma, you take Mr. Benny. I've got Mr. Wonderful.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first,